Hey, 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 welcome to Chats with Mish. And tonight we're going to have a part two of our astrology chat about, what are our gifts that we inherit from the sun, our sun sign. And we're going to go through the houses. This is part two. The first video is up, houses 1 through 6. And we're going to just finish it up with 7 through 12. So the sun. The sun is the center of the universe, center of the galaxy, right? And each one of us have a sun sign. Our sun signs fall in different houses, and each house has its own characteristics. And your sun sign comes in with its own characteristics. And so, say you're a Gemini sun. Gemini has its own characteristics that is ruled by Mercury, but you add those on top of the house that it's sitting in that has its own characteristics, and you'll see those characteristics flare up in your personality. And the purpose of this video is really to see how to utilize our gifts, how we can be very strong and stand, proud with that strong sun ego that it brings, and let it shine through your sun sign in the house that it is to bring, goodness. You can get the full utilization of the gifts that come with the characteristics of your original sun sign and the house that it sits in as well. And so once you add your natal sign with that, the natal house placement, you'll get a more, feel for why you act like you do, or maybe what you should lean into when want to shine bright, you want to utilize the energy of the sun. And so just a quick, rundown on the sun. When it's in its good vibration, it's in its high element, it is happiness, it's ego, it's strength, right? You're feeling triumph, optimistic, you have vitality, you are successful, or you just bring that success energy, you have fun, and it's all about truth, shining truth and light. And that's all about the sun, the high vibrations of the sun. And then you have your low vibrations of the sun when, you're having that sadness and gloomy energy, sorrow energy, pessimistic, don't believe in anything, feeling like, you're a magnet to failure and things not working out, not taking action, and also receiving inaction in something you want, and delays. And so these are the things that the sun, your sun sign, because it's ruled by the sun, these characteristics are all on the back of your sun sign. So if your sun sign is like Gemini, like I said before, you still have the energy to pull from the actual sun because it is your sun sign. And so we're going to go 7 through 12 and see each individual house and the gifts that each one of you guys pull depending on your placement. So let's get started. So 7th house, that house is a Libra house. And so Libra is all about relationships, marriage, contracts, business partners, equality, sharing, and interpersonal style, right? And it's all about the yin and the yang, evening things out, balancing things, duality, making sure things is on an even plane. When people say we're yoked, something like that. But it's like you thrive best in relationships, and you also bringing that sun energy of your sun sign to the 7th house can help people in relationships. It could be like a marriage counselor or something like that. Also business. You could be a great mediator as well when it comes to business partners and marriages and, anything where people have to share or partner up. You can bring your sun energy to this house because this is the house it's the theme of this house. So your sun sign being placed there is just going to bring whatever characteristics your sun sign holds. And it's going to shine light on this whole, this theme right here. And so the 8th house, moving on, is the Scorpio house. And it's going to be a Scorpio themed house, meaning intimacy and sex, merging, shared finances, inheritances, death. Like when people die, leave money, you may find that like it's the house of the kind of like the unknown, Also loans and assets, property, joint ventures, your goals, mystery, it's the occult house, and partners and resources. So your partner's resources. And so eighth house may bring your sun sign here. You may be lucky in just getting gifts from others, always receiving things from others. Also, your sun sign here, you may have to deal with and some insecurities, maybe because this is a dark energy type of house. So there may be some trauma that has to be dealt with that your sun sign is bringing energy to this house. But you can use your gifts in these, in this theme. Like if you're into sex and you're into finances and inheritances and working with loans and assets with the banks and things like that, you can bring your sunshine here and shine bright and do good in this area. If you're good in occult practices and mysteries and things like that, you'll be great there. You bring your sunshine, you bring that sun, the characteristics of your sun sign here, and you shine the light on the theme of the eighth house, and you will, start to feel probably more well-rounded within yourself because you're utilizing the house energy and your sun sign energy as well. So number 9, we have let me see what comes after Scorpio. Sagittarius. We have the Sagittarius house. This is the travel, wisdom, philosophy, higher education, law and religion, cross culture relations, and learning and ethics. So, ninth house, you bring your sun sign here. It may take you on traveling. You may just travel and take your characteristics of your sun sign to this house and shine really bright. You may be a travel, what are they called? Travel guide, a travel, what is it? A travel guide, travel agent. Sorry. You could be you might be a teacher, college teacher, higher education, a law teacher, professor. You just may learn a lot about other cultures, cross and be heavy into learning about religion or teaching about religion and ethics. But whatever your sun sign is, you bring that energy to the ninth house by your sun being placed there. So say you're a Leo in the ninth house, you may shine the brightest when you are on stage teaching about the themes of this house. So say you're going to talk about religion. You're very big on religion, so you're going to bring the characteristics to the sun of the sun, which is the Leo is ruled by the sun. You're going to take all of that energy and you're going to get on stage. Really, you're going to shine the brightest when you are talking about the themes of the ninth house, whatever that is, or what if you're involved in the themes, like working in the career of the themes of this house. So you would bring that Leo energy and can't even talk, guys. The optimistic and your charisma to this house, and you will shine, and if you like having issues with confidence and things of that nature, you would work on that because that's more of the lower vibrations of the sun sign because, the sun is a confident, the sun brings confidence. So when you in a high vibration and you bring that to that house, you're going to shine on whatever the theme is, on whatever you choose to gravitate towards in this life. And when you pull from your sun sign, which would in this case would be a Leo, you would shine bright on teaching as a professor. You would be probably the most loved professor in the school because you're bringing your authentic love of the culture, of the art, and you're bringing your the energy of the Leo, the celebrity, the performer, right? So your students would love you because you have that childlike energy. All of that Leo brings, you would bring that to that house. And so it would be like you wonder why. I wonder why I always like history and why I wanted to be a professor. And that's because you have the sun Leo sun in the ninth house, quote unquote. So that's just an example. Okay, now we move into the 10th house, which is career theme, long-term goals, structure. This is the Capricorn house. It's about, Capricorn themes. A Capricorn is a boss. They have authority, reputation, public image. It's a masculine sign. It's about men, fathers, experts, fame. So this theme here, you bring your sun sign energy to the Capricorn. So you might have strong career ambitions and been like that and don't understand why am I so career driven. And then like say we put let's put a sign up in there. But Libra in the 10th house. Libra is ruled by Venus. So you may be like a beauty expert your whole life, or you do beauty, videos or something like that. And you've been doing that and you're very driven and you very disciplined and you rising up the ranks, or maybe you're your own boss and you own a beauty company because, Libra, the Venus, that's what I'm just using that as an example. Or Libra is also legal. So you could be a paralegal that worked their way up to be through college and now they're went through college and now they're a high, excelling lawyer. Those are just the examples of taking your sun sign and pulling it to the theme of the 10th house, which is ruled by Capricorn. So that would be great. Like, and say you become famous. You become famous and you are a Pisces. And Pisces, let me see, what Pisces are really, if they're, say you get your Pisces and you become famous from a young age, maybe taking pictures, right? So you started as an infant being taking pictures and now you've grown and you learned the arts and you love acting, and now that is your main goal, is to be very focused on your career, on becoming a famous person or whatnot. And you just happen to have Pisces there, or Leo there, or Sagittarius there, or Aries there. Aries, now when Aries is there, you would take that Aries energy of like literally taking off, not waiting on nobody, the initiator, right? So in your career, you will be initiating a lot of things and you'll be very driven and on the like goals are on your mind, not really families, because Capricorn, I mean, they are family people, but they could be mostly about their business, because I have a Capricorn South Node, so I know you have to balance. And Capricorn, biggest thing is balancing to be hands off and hands on type thing. So be with your family versus being at work all the time trying to reach this goal that you're so obsessed with, so that's the energy that the 10th house, what if your sun sign drops there, a place there, you can say you're an ambitious person. I could just look at it. If you have a 10th house sun, I would say you love work. I would say you're very serious about your job or your career, whatever you're choosing. And you may have a lot of masculine energy. You may work with men. You may do good with men in the field of maybe sports, anything like that. Also, you become an expert. So maybe you've done something and now you're teaching it and you become famous from that, something like that. So now we're going to go into the 11th house. 11th house is the Aquarius house, and it is about groups, friends, social awareness, humanitarianism, technology, hopes and wishes, and future, right? So you take your sun sign and the characteristics of your sun sign, and you probably are good with friends. You probably have a big friend group, right? You probably are great on working for the less fortunate, humanitarianism, sticking up for those that are, needing help in some way. You may be good with tech, hopes and wishes, and in the future, you may be good with helping people figure out what it is they want to do in life as some type of therapist or something like that. Kind of like a school therapist that you go guidance counselor when it's time to get ready for school, go to college, and you go to them, that type of person. Yeah, so you bring your sun sign here and the characteristics of, say, I'm gonna say Gemini. So you got Gemini. Gemini is good with friends. So maybe you have a really big group of friends, eclectic type of friends, because Gemini get along with a lot of different people. You help people. You're the person that motivates them to do better and for their wishes and their hopes and their dreams and their goals. You're the person that has maybe, a pet, what are they called? A non-profit like pet shelter or women's shelter, something like that. You're maybe the person that's always throwing get-togethers for people, hosting, that type of energy. So you would bring whatever those characteristics are. Say you're a Cancer and you put it in the 11th house. You're very mothering, so you're the mother of the friend group. You have a big friend group. Everybody comes to you. They love you. You host everybody. You're very feminine and loving. So you just bring that energy to that house and you shine with the theme that house already has. And last but not least is our 12th house, which is ruled by Pisces. And it's about endings, healings, closure, spirituality, solitude, karma, old age, afterlife, what's hidden, limited beliefs, and the subconsciousness. So you bring your sun sign here and you could be good with helping people. Maybe you work in hospitals, mental institutions, some type of healing, spirituality, and karma, right? So you may help people deal with, pushing through challenging karmic situations in their life. You may be some type of spiritualist if you bring your, so say you're a Taurus and you bring your Taurus energy to the 12th house. You will be such a nurturing person, a healing person. Maybe you decide to, work with the herbs and the, nature, whatnot, help people. Maybe you help people at the end of life. Um, yeah, but you're very dependent. It's like bringing those energies of the Taurus, of dependability, the comfortability, the luxury as well, the healing, the nurturing that the Taurus brings, and also the ferocity. I think I'm saying it right. That a Taurus can bring when they're amped up. Some it'll take a minute for them to get there, but once they get there, they're tuned up, turned on, right? Subconscious. Also, it could be you helping people to change their way of going from scarcity to luxury, right? Changing the limiting beliefs, kind of like what I do here. Try to help change my limiting belief as well as share what I learned so others can do the same, and subconscious type of work with people. But that would be the energy of the house, and you would just bring that same sun sign energy to that house and shine. Shine your Taurus energy or whatever your sign is. You would bring those characteristics, and you shine your sun in that house and highlight the characteristics that are currently there. And so I don't want to keep us too long. I think that is the wrap up, guys. I thank you so much for listening to the video. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button and join the family. And I'll see you in the next chat. Till next time, peace, love, and happiness. Bye.